So about the middle of March, I noticed as I was walking, it was harder to breathe, had a lot of chest congestion. I was coughing a lot, aches and pains, and it's just some of the same characteristics with the flu. And I called my doctor, and because I am a kidney transplant recipient, I'm in that category that's immunosuppressed. They had me come in and take a test. 2 days later, I find out I'm positive. They told me immediately when they told me that I was positive to go to the emergency room. I did. They took me to the emergency room. They did tests. My blood oxygen level wasn't high enough, and they were worried. They kept giving me more oxygen, and it still wasn't getting any higher. So they sent me immediately to ICU. I stayed there for 8 days, 1 day away from being intubated or put on a ventilator. Fortunately, I didn't have to have that happen and was released. They took care of my symptoms, the underlying pneumonia that came with the COVID. And then I was on the floor for 3 more days, and I came home. It took from the time I was positive to the time I was negative about 30 days. So I was conscious the whole time, but the best way to describe it is you could take a deep breath, like now. So one day you could do that. The next day it's a little less. The next day it's a little less. And then eventually you're taking these really short, deep breaths to breathe. And that's frightening because there's no more, you can't go any lower. And so that's when they have to put you on a ventilator. So it was frightening. I have no idea how I got it. They think I got it from somebody who was asymptomatic. They weren't showing, so they weren't coughing. And that could have been anything. In courts, I come in contact with a lot of people. I'm out all the time, doing different events. It could have been anywhere. And that's what's so scary about this virus. Well, I'll tell you, when you're sitting in a hospital bed and you're laying on your stomach so that you can breathe easier, and the doctors are around you determining whether or not you're going to put you on a ventilator, and you're sitting in that ICU unit and people are being carried out because they died while they were in the ICU unit, it's not a joke. It's terrifying. When you make a phone call, the nurse was very nice to let me do a iPad video call with my family, and thinking that's the last time you're going to see them alive, that's frightening. If you don't believe this is true, talk to one of these ICU nurses. You can't go in there now, but just talk to them because they'll tell you it's unbelievable in there.